5 reading.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lucky Dog Morning Coffee Chat. If you're not out of bed, get out of bed, grab your coffee, and come and join us. Got a big old turtle here. If you can see on the background of the screen, I thought that was kind of neat. Beautiful morning. Good morning, Ron. I see Ron's up here already, ready to go. Looks like a nice day out. I'm looking out, not a cloud in the sky and no wind. And they said yesterday was supposed to get up to 90. Don't think it made it. The best here, I think it was 83. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous out. I think over by Orlando, it made it to 90. You know, inland sometimes they get a little bit more than they do here. Hey Google, good morning.
Good morning, Lucky Dog. The time is 8 a.m. Right now in DeLand it's 64 and sunny. Today it'll be sunny with a forecasted high of 84 and a low of 60. Have a good one.
84. See, that's nice. You can't beat 84. I mean, that's just nice weather. Paradise. That's what Florida is. Florida is paradise. At least I think it is. I think it's the best place probably in the country to live. Hey Google, tell us a joke.
Why don't monkeys use pocket watches? Because they don't wear pants, silly.
They don't wear pocket. They can't put it. So Ron, you said we're cloudy all day yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday, we were nice and sunny. And well, there was a front here that came through over the last weekend, but it was south. It was like a tropical front, came up from like the Bahamas and stuff, and it kind of came up here, and it did get us on Sunday, but and then it kind of drifted back down south on it. So we get some different weather patterns here, especially this time of year, because the tropics start getting a little more active, and but humidity's been low. I mean, like right now
Monday it was high, remember?
Monday was a little high. Yeah, well, Sunday it was high, the humidity. That was because of that tropical front. But now it's dropped back down again, so it's not too bad right now, let's talk a little bit this morning. Remember videos? Remember gone to the movie store, gone to rent, you go rent a video, that was the big deal. That's
like Blockbuster.
Yeah, I just put that out, like Blockbuster. You go there was a lot of video stores. Oh yeah, that affected you yesterday, Ron, the weather. Yeah, it moves up your way eventually. So anyways, you can see here, Blockbuster. There's a lot of video stores. I remember back when it was even, there was a guy, Denny's here. Good morning, Denny. He said 87 there today, and 79 and sunny there. So, but yeah, remember you used to go to the store and you'd rent a movie, and you'd have it for a day or two. You have to take it back, and you'd have all these selections. They had clubs. You would belong to different video clubs there, and you could, they had different benefits and stuff there. But that's all kind of changed. I don't know up your area, but down here there's no Blockbusters, there's no video stores. It's all digital. You can do it online. It's so much easier. You don't have to take it back. Yeah, I used to go to the library. Go to the library and rent movies, and they're still out there, and people
They're free at the library.
Yeah, they were free at the library, and a lot of people have a huge selection of DVDs now, and so yeah, it was like the tapes. Yeah, it's all going. It had tapes, and then first it was beta, and then it was, what's the other one called? The regular VHS. Tapes.
You had a beta machine.
I had a beta machine back. Guy out there towards Westwood Market had a place out of his house. He'd rent Tim Wilson, right? He'd rent him out, and I'd go to his house and rent videos, and so then it moved up. I say DVDs. Oh well, that's the way to go. DVDs. That's gonna be the thing. DVDs way. Well, DVDs pretty much outdated. Even on your computer, DVDs. Most computers don't even come with a.
What are they now? The DVDs. There's one up from it.
It's all digital now. It's like on little
Yeah, I can't remember
flash
their-
drives, and
No, I can't-
you know, so the computers, like I said, have even changed. Now it's not even DVD. Remember we had the floppy disks and you know that, and now they're doing away with the music CDs, right? You don't even need. Why bother? You can put it on a little. You know, I think I have one laying here. Yeah, this is a. I thought it was in my junk. There it is. This is a flash drive. You can put tons of music on this one little drive, you know, or even the. I have one here. This was just a case, but you can use a little D, and then the smaller one. This is an adapter. It's a little one, just smaller than your fingernail. Micro. You can put gigs of music on this tiny, tiny little thing. So that's even, you know, went away. And so yeah, 5 1/4 and 3 1/2 inch floppies. That was the thing, and that takes you back to the old computers. What was your first computer? Now I put up a picture here. This is a Tandy 8088. Now that was my first, what I call real computer, but I had another one before that, which was I can't remember the name of it. It had everything was recorded on, looked like a tape drive, you know, a little cassette tape, and thing didn't do much. I played with it, and I could get it to do a few things. That was back when it was just DOS. You had a black screen, you know, and you'd put auto exec back commands in, and you would you know, you'd write these little programs. So that was back in the old days, you know. Well, my first one looks really similar to this one, and this is a Tandy, which is a Radio Shack. Radio Shack had, you know, made Tandy computers, and that was before even, then it went up to a 286, and then a 386. So my next computer after this one here was a 386, and then CD-ROM was just starting. You could add on a CD-ROM, and it wasn't easy to hook them up, and I hooked a CD-ROM drive up to my 386 machine, and you could start to get some programs. You could get you know, different little things. Yeah, YouTube is good. I love YouTube. That's my favorite format on thing. I mean, gosh, we watch now, like I said, instead of DVDs and stuff, you can watch, actually there's movies on YouTube. There's tons.
I just watched The Fugitive yesterday from YouTube.
Yeah.
The first episode pilot.
Yeah, so you can get all kinds of things on. Yeah, and learn DOS. I mean, most people who run a computer have no clue what DOS is. DOS was a bunch of commands you would type in, and it would tell a computer what to do. You could write little programs in BASIC, you know. You could make a little program up there, a little game in BASIC, and in DOS, you know. And so that's what, I mean, that's what I started. I've been in computers almost since computers got started. So I never had a lesson in a computer, never. I picked it up a month, and I know a computer pretty well, you know. I don't get stumped too often. So anyways, that's the evolution of computer. And then back in those days when, like I said, I had the 8088 and the 386s, they started coming up with these things called a bulletin board. A bulletin board, individuals would put games and stuff on it, and you'd get their phone number, and they had a dial-up modem. You know, like now we have high-speed internets. Back then it had a dial-up modem, and I helped you. That's good. I was like, oh, glad I helped you. Did something. But anyways, dial-up modems, and you could dial into these little bulletin boards, and they'd have lists of files you could download. It could take a couple hours to download a tiny little file, you know. And Sue said you had an earlier computer, but you download these little games, you know. And my friend Sonny his dad had Precision Draperies. He was into computers, and he one day started telling me about this World Wide Web. He goes, "There's this World Wide Web coming," and it's like, wow. And he goes, "Yeah, you'll be able to communicate with people all the way around the world on this World Wide Web." And that sounded kind of really futuristic, and back then it was. And so now we do everything like this coffee chat is on the World Wide Web, and now you can see videos, and we can talk to each other back and forth. And you know, this is even going to change. It's going to get even more. it's going to get even better and better. See, I like technology. I think people should embrace technology. There's so many many things. Like our parents, we didn't have. They didn't never owned a computer. They never owned a cell phone, and they haven't been gone all that long ago. But they just never embraced it. You know, that wasn't their things. And a lot of times, technology, people don't like it. I think it's because they don't. Yeah, you got mail. Yeah, remember that one? AOL, you got mail.
The guy that did that voice was from Orville.
Oh, was he from
Yeah.
Orville? You got mail.
You've got mail. He was from Orville.
But yeah, people sometimes don't want to embrace technology, but it's so great, you know. Things like, you know, I fly drones, and Ron's just now getting into that. And a lot of people hate them. I hate those drones, you know. It's like the value that they will be in the future. You better embrace it, because I do believe one of these days, and it won't be that many years, that's how you'll travel. You know, you get in a little drone, it's all GPS, where I want to go. You know, I'm going to go visit Ron today, and put in his address, hop in it, and in a short time I'll land in Ron's backyard and get out.
And it's like in our van too, our Roadtrek. We can get in that. We have GPS in that and things like that, and we can watch TV in there, and we can have all our electronics in there, and we're not plugged into electricity.
Yeah, sitting out in the middle of a field. Our flying field's basically out in the middle of a field. And so all this technology is just, it's continuing to grow, you know. And I said the best way is to embrace the technology, because it's going to be great. I mean, you know, I don't know how long I'll live, but and what I'll get to see, but every once in a while, even the television, you can see my television in the back. This is a 65-inch.
Oh, look at that whale. Oh, that's big.
My grandpa would have just flipped over this technology, because he liked TVs, you know, and yeah, web services on it. So there's just so much going that I love technology. I think it's a good thing, and some people don't like it, but you can do so much. You can order things and get it right on. I mean, I ordered this little adapter here or there a day, and 2 days later I got this adapter, so I'm using a different mic now, and you know, went online, bloom, ordered it, and 2 days later it showed up the door, and now I'm using it. So there's so many cool things that technology and your computers. So, you know, what was all your first computer? What was the first experience you had? It's like mine went way back, you know. I had a pet store back then, and I'd not always busy, you know, get things all caught up and wait for customers, and I'd play around with the little computer, and I know quite a bit about computers, you know. I'm not an expert.
They still frustrate me.
Susa gets them, and I say they don't frustrate me whatsoever. And I never went to school for that stuff. I didn't need to, you know, I just did it. You know, it's like, but they never frustrated me now. But even TV, how it's changed. I was thinking about cartoons. How you remember the old cartoons? Cartoons today, I wouldn't even turn them on. Is there really that many of them? You know, we've got Simpsons and stuff. But back in the old days, if you remember the good old cartoons, Saturday morning had all the Saturday morning cartoons. And I just put up a graphic here with, we used to have things like the Flintstones, and we had the Jensens, and Daffy Duck, and
Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah, those were Warner Brothers there. And that's all, folks. And we had Yogi the Bear, and Deputy Dawg. We had Scooby Dooby Doo. You know, these were good cartoons, and
Yogi
I bet you,
Bear.
yeah.
That was good Saturday morning.
That was good Saturday morning stuff. Now everything has went to hell. So, you know, the stuff kids watch nowadays, these computer games are just terrible. You know, it's just out shooting, killing everybody. You know, that's all a computer game is now.
Those cartoons were good.
And there was some violence back then. In our old days cartoons, there was some violence, but they were really good cartoons. You know, you saw Yabba Dabba Doo and the Flintstones, and so, you know, right now, Saturday morning, you turn it on, they don't have cartoons on Saturday morning.
Not anymore, no.
And that was the thing, you know, get up Saturday morning. A lot of times, Mom and Dad would go to town on Saturday, and we'd stay home and watch cartoons, We didn't always go to town with them, you know, and so that's what we did, you know. So I don't know, you can find them, you know. Now they're on phones, yeah, and that's what kids do now.
They're
instead
on
of
YouTube now. Go to YouTube, you can find your cartoons.
well, and I mean a lot of kids are I mean kids aren't all bad, you know, but it's just the society that we live in nowadays that kids are different, and kids do use YouTube because last time Sue's daughter was here and Nathan he was on YouTube, you know, and you know I said, well, check out my channel. I don't think he ever did. You know?
I don't know, but Keegan's on
Keegan,
YouTube.
yeah, her other grandson, he's on YouTube. Once in a while he'll pop on and say something. But now he does games. He does streaming these games, and they're just shooting is all they're doing. They're around shoot, you know, that's all they're doing on those stupid games. But and that's what he puts up on it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But anyways, it's that's the environment that we're into today. I'm going to tell you about Dancing Dog show. Several years ago, Abby went on, well, shortly after I got Abby, my Sheltie, I did some dog training and got in this dancing dog show, and we did a couple years, but they'll have that this Wednesday. I still go to it every year up in Ormond. They do where you actually do a routine with your dog. So I just want to mention that. If you haven't looked that up, look up Dancing Dog. It's really a lot of fun. Ron said the parents are bad for not teaching their kids. Yeah, I know they don't. You know, even I watched my neighbors next door and their dogs. They don't discipline their dogs even. They've got, like I said, big dogs. They've got a Great Dane. They've got a pit bull, and they've got a boxer. And you know, I know people love their pit bulls, but I just this morning over here in De Leon Springs, lady was walking her little dog, and come a couple pit bulls and they attacked her, you know, and they had a hold of her. It wasn't letting go, and finally her husband happened to have a pistol, came out and he had to shoot it. He killed the pit bull because the dog wouldn't let go of her on it. And you know, people say, well, not my pit bulls, and I look at my neighbor's pit bull, and of the 3 dogs, it seems like it's the most docile on it. But time after time after time, those dogs have gotten hold and killed other little animals. They even killed people, but armed people and that. So, you know, it's not. I'm a big dog lover, and but it is what it is. You know, if that's you know, I believe in telling the truth of it, and the truth is they've known to hurt people. You know, your pit bull can be just as gentle as can be, and I know I've talked about this before, and I get a lot of negative feedback from it, but it doesn't matter. It's the truth. I deal in truths, you know. Ron said most 16-year-olds do not know how to change a tire. Yeah, and their dad to teach them. You know, and that's a good subject, changing tire. I always thought when you got your driver's license, one of the requirements was you're able to change a tire. I know some older people and with handicaps, it's hard for them because it's not all that easy, but it's not all that hard, especially younger people. Younger kids should be able to get a jack out and change a tire. I can still change a tire, but it's hard. I think Sue would have a difficult changing one, but at least you should know how. On it, if you're out somewhere, well, that happened to Sue. That happened. You was up in Georgia coming down here, and you had a tire blow out, and you had a tire in the jack and everything, but you weren't capable of change it. I don't know that you could or not, but it'd been nice if you could have. Finally, you called AAA, which was a waste of time, and they are trying to figure out where you're at and to get them to send somebody out. Well, before they got out, some nice young man coming down to Daytona on his honeymoon, he stopped and changed it for you, you know. And but yeah, that's I think that's something very important. Learning how to change a tire, you know.
Don't they teach that in driver's ed?
I don't know what they do in driver's ed anymore. I don't remember if they taught us. They might have. Maybe they taught us.
They did.
Maybe they taught us in theory how to change it. I don't remember us actually changing it. You know, how to actually do it. I mean, we grew up on the farm. We knew how to do all that stuff. I knew how to drive a car when I was probably 10, 12 years old, because we drove tractors and stuff. So, you know, that was just common knowledge for us. But yeah, sometimes change isn't good either. You know, we've been talking today about change and different things, how it's changed out in that, and sometimes it's not always so good. Things like that you should know, you know. So change is good, but sometimes it's not so good. So, well, hey, we're coming up on about 20 minutes here, and I've kind of went through my little, always have my little list here. I try to figure out things that I'm going to talk about for today.
Show Cassie and her new cone. You haven't showed that.
Did I not show the new cone?
No, you showed her on her plate.
We'll show Cassie her new cone. She's right dead center. Hey, you know, what she does, she itches her back, and what I've been doing is we bought one of these cones at the pet store, and she don't really like it. She don't rest well all day. And then what we've done is I got a little jacket or a little coat we put on her so that she can't get and dig. Now her back's healing up. That's not, she can't get to it and dig. I don't want to put it on her, but she won't quit digging.
She's a licker.
She's a licker, poor dog. She'll be all right. We're going to give her a couple more days with this, aren't we? Yeah, we'll give you a couple more days and then try it without and see if she quits. But I think she has more of a fetish with licking, you know, because she will just lick and lick and lick, you know. But I don't like it putting on her, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make her better. Yeah, I know, poor dog, his baby. I feel sorry for her too. So, anyways, we're gonna get out of here for today. Again, if you're watching this later on after the live chat, you want to leave a question, comment, whatever, leave it in the comment box. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed our video, and hey, share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it. Tell them come on and join us every morning at 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. is Eastern time, and you know, we talk about whatever you want to talk about. Today was computers and stuff. It could be motor homes, campers, or a bunion on your foot if you want to talk about that. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and you'll be notified whenever we put up a new video or come on live there. So we'll see everybody again tomorrow. Have a good what is it, Monday or Tuesday? Monday. Tuesday. Have a good Tuesday. See, I lost track. I'm gonna make jalapeno poppers today. See you all later.